TIFU by using the bathroom after a hot girl, by user cigar_dude. So today I was eating lunch at this bum-ass Mexican restaurant in my area. Absolutely love their food and they serve their chips with the enchilada sauce on top with melted cheese, good lord. Anyways, I get up to use the bathroom, which is only a one-person unisex bathroom with a wooden door. I'm standing behind waiting for my turn and up behind me walks a hot girl. Being a gentleman, I naturally let her cut in front of me. At no point in time was I hitting on her or was I expecting anything in return. Simply trying to be a gentleman. However, I will note that she was pretty attractive. The person walks out and then she goes in. A few moments later she quietly walks out, smiles at me as if she's thanking me, and then I go in. Good God, Father Almighty, Maker of heaven and earth, I completely fell to the ground. The smell was absolutely horrific and could best be described as soggy salt water sand mixed with rancid meat. I immediately started to gag and breathe through my mouth. This only made it worse because I started to taste the smell, which only made me more sick. Then I look in the toilet to see the crime scene. She didn't even flush the toilet. It was like accidentally clicking on the worst NSFW picture in a sleazy underground unmoderated forum or clicking open the mysterious AVI file you downloaded from LimeWire back in the 2000s. I kid you not that by this time I was having trouble keeping my eyes open as I flushed the toilet. My mouth began to water as I gagged and dry heaved. I'm over 2 years sober and hadn't felt that feeling since I quit drinking alcohol. I throw my hand over my mouth as my delicious food started to come out and expand my cheeks like two balloons. I empty the contents into the toilet, flush, unlike Ms. Manner's school dropout, and bolt out of the door. The feeling of relief was like walking out of a CS chamber complete with all orifices dripping liquid. I go up to the restaurant staff and pull an Ace Ventura shouting, "Do not go in there." Of course then I think that they're going to think it was me, so I tell them that I swear it wasn't me. Followed by demanding that someone empty a bottle of Febreze or air freshener in the bathroom. Ms. Chernobyl butt was gone by this point. I also learned today that something small, innocent looking, and pretty is capable of making the worst smell ever created in mankind. Typing this, I still have remnants of the lingering smell in my nose, and when I got home I threw all of my clothes in the washer and took a hot shower. TLDR, I let a hot girl use the bathroom in front of me at a restaurant and she completely bombed the bathroom with the worst smell God ever created on this planet and didn't even flush. TIFU by intentionally getting an incel's character in D&D killed. He flipped out, and is stalking me and my girlfriend online, by user C00Keem0 and 57R. Me and my girlfriend aren't big on Dungeons and Dragons. But after playing through Baldur's Gate 3, we both wanted to try it out. We went to the Meetup app to find a group, and settled on one that was running a beginner-level campaign called the Death House. Come the day of the meetup, and we meet the other players. In total there was 5 of us. The DM, who was pretty chill, albeit a bit of a pushover, a quiet guy, who was new to D&D but wanted to try, me and my girlfriend, and finally, the crux of this experience, the incel. The experience was miserable. Incel was polite at first, but my girlfriend made it pretty clear that she wasn't interested. Incel took it as a challenge and started flirting with her character in the game. The whole situation was just super uncomfortable at the table. My girlfriend, bless her soul, was too introverted to tell him off. The DM didn't stop it either. I stepped up in telling him off. But he had the audacity to say that it was just a game brew. Things go too far when he got possessed by the ghost of a kid who made him way more aggressive. Long story short, he got into a fight with everyone. He essentially SAD my girlfriend's character while ranting about females always picking the wrong guy. DM called him out on that, and I straight up killed his character on the grounds of him being too dangerous. But really I was super pissed. The guy storms off from the table. And the campaign goes on for another hour until campaign lived up to its name and total party killed us. The mood was thoroughly spoiled. After that, my girlfriend didn't want to try Dungeons and Dragons anymore. I was sad since I wanted to give it another shot with her, but I respected her decision. I thought it was the end of it. That is until, the incel started stalking us on LinkedIn, more so my girlfriend. The fucking dumbass forgot it lets you know when someone visits your page. My girlfriend is freaking out and is scared he'll try to find out where we live. I tried assuring her that that won't happen. But internally, I'm not so sure. The guy managed to figure out her other handles online. He friend requesting her once on LinkedIn and on Facebook, but for the most part, he hasn't done anything yet. TLDR, joined a D&D group. Incel hits on my girlfriend despite being told off. I get his character killed. And now he's stalking me and my girlfriend online. TIFU by ordering an irresistible fruity drink and becoming father of the year, by user soap for so reais. Disclaimer, this occurred years ago, and I have posted about it before. When I order drinks, I usually keep it simple. Bourbon and Coke, gin and tonic, scotch on the rocks, the occasional old-fashioned, that kind of thing. But on the date of this fuck-up, dear readers, I decided to mix it up. So I'm with my family at a nondescript casual restaurant chain. You know the type. They're all over suburbia, decorated with kitschy local sports stuff / music memorabilia / antique ads / etc. and populated by perky wait staff, who most likely secretly hate their jobs. The waitress asks for my drink order, and instead of going with one of my usual standbys, I feel whimsical and order something off the menu with the words tropical in the name. When she brings our drinks, mine is an explosion of colors with a cornucopia of tropical fruit adorning the sides. It's super sweet, probably has enough sugar in it to last 2 days, but tasty, refreshing, and stronger than I would have initially expected. After drinking about a quarter of it, I go to hit the gentleman's room. Upon my return from the facilities, my, 4-yo at the time, daughter has this mischievous and somewhat conspiratorial look on her face. She leans in and says to me, almost in a whisper, "Daddy, I tried your pretty drink. It tasted a little weird, but I liked it." My eyebrows raise a little, but I know I shouldn't overreact, as she probably just had a tiny sip. I try to calmly, but assertively, explain that it's a grown-up drink, and not for kids. My wife, bless her heart, realizes what has happened and is a little less reserved in telling our daughter, in her serious mom voice, that don't ever drink a grown-up drink. It'll make you sick. They're only for grown-ups. Our daughter seems suitably chastened, and our food arrives. Then, she starts whining. I feel really sick now. My stomach hurts. Part of me thinks this is just psychosomatic, because we put the idea in her head of the inevitability of her getting ill. But then, onomatopoeia mine. All over the table. And it was projectile. While my wife is dealing with the vomit-soaked table, I rush her to the bathroom, and then I'm suddenly reliving freshman year as I'm holding her hair back as she vomits some more into the toilet. All the while, I'm thinking parents of the year. I wonder when CPS is coming. Needless to say, we never returned to that restaurant. Edit, before anyone asks why my wife wasn't watching her while I was gone, we also have a son who was 2 at the time, that likely took a lot of her attention. TLDR, I order a pretty but very alcoholic drink that proves irresistible to a toddler, and she throws up uncontrollably. TIFU when I incorrectly guessed someone's costume, by users Aram78. I own a bar and often work the register. Every year at this time I remember my fuck-up from a couple years ago. At my bar, customers order at a designated spot at the bar where the POS is, and the person working the register takes and expedites the drink orders. It's kind of fast footy but also super fast and convenient. I was working the register on Halloween a few years back. I was commenting on everyone's costume as they came up and telling the bartenders drink orders based on customers' costumes. Spider-Man. What can we do for you? We need 6 shots of tequila at table 4 for Jason Mask, etc. Dude comes up holding his hands in front of him at chest level. Fingers are all crooked like. He's not wearing any other kind of costume. Many customers are not wearing costumes, of course. I don't know why, but my brain registers that this is some kind of low-effort costume. He comes up, and I say, "Hey, weird hands guy, what can I get for you?" He looks at me all taken aback. Then orders a beer. I relay the order to one of the bartenders. "We need a beer for Creepy Hands Man." I look back to the customer as he struggles with his wallet, which is on a lanyard tucked in his shirt, then I know. He's not Weird Hands guy for Halloween. This is his everyday situation. I just unknowingly made fun of a disabled person. Needless to say, I never commented on a costume ever again. It still keeps me up at night. TLDR, I accidentally on purpose joked about a disabled person's disability as I didn't realize they were disabled. TIFU by sleepwalking at a party, by user Gothf. For a little backstory, I, F20, am a sleepwalker and tend to sleepwalk very often, especially after a little alcohol. I was at a mutual friend's party this weekend and was spending the night there. I went to sleep a little tipsy, until the next morning when I woke up in a completely different room, bed, and shorts. I was so confused and already a little mortified. Unfortunately, it was a whole lot worse than just climbing into an empty bed. My friends just told me the entire fiasco today. During the sleepwalking episode, I took off my pants and underwear and climbed into bed with the host's parents. I then wiggled around Winnie the Pooh style onto the mom's boyfriend. Despite apologizing and letting them know I was in fact sleepwalking and was not trying to make a move on the boyfriend, I am now forbidden from the house, awake or not. Which I cannot really blame them, lol. TL, dr I slept walk bare from the belly button down and climbed into bed with an acquaintance's parents.